Hello there guys, it's Joey. So this is a requested spell set for the store, and this is to Walk a Path of Leaves spell set. So the request was about working within the realms of healing the heart chakra. So this is a set which is about the journey to the heart chakra, seeing the body and self as a tree, rooted and grounded. The chakra as leaves. Some are healthy, some are rotten and unable to fall, but they're potential fertilizer to encourage new growth. And therefore there is an underlying energy of a breath of wind to purify the old, but otherwise the set is firmly rooted in the earth element. The energies and magical properties pertain to grounding, nurturing, a support system, gentle healing, and allowing the individual to cope whilst working on healing the heart chakra in particular. It was requested that the set be earthy and nature based, and we have firmly rooted it in earth magic in particular, and the items were requested. There's also an element of the Virgo Sagittarius energies working through. I actually picked herbs on instinct before I looked up what I had actually chosen in terms of astrological correspondence. Astrological correspondence is something that I do use, but it's not something I know off by heart sort of thing. So I went and double checked, and I was like, everything that I picked was either Virgo or Sagittarius, so we were doing alright with that. And the idea is creating a astral network akin to that of a tree, where everything is working together in order to sustain oneself. It's like creating a little ecosystem of healing, and you have the body as a tree, and you want to remain rooted to the earth, you want to remain grounded, you want to keep pulling up nutrients and keep healing and keep growing. And the idea is that the heart chakra is represented by leaves of the trees, hence to walk a path of leaves. And the leaves can get caught up and they sort of rot on the branch rather than being able to fall to the earth and then become fertilizer for new life and new growth. And that can happen when blockages, resistances, and even the sort of draining of energy of the chakra is stopping it from working efficiently and healing and doing what it's meant to be doing. So this takes the idea of healing a particular chakra and takes it to almost an spiritual grove, an astral grove, which is something I work in all the time with regards to Celtic magic and Celtic healing. I will create groves for particular types of healing and magical work on purpose, and to take a quite Eastern concept of the chakra energy and sort of root it firmly in earth, this is the way that I would do it, and as you can see I have. So it's very much bringing a breath of air, a breath of wind into a earth-based energy, and that's the purification element that allows the leaves to fall off that no longer are growing and have decayed on the branch and aren't falling and being allowed to renew. So it blows through and allows healing to take place on a regular basis. But it's very firmly rooted in earth, it's very grounded, it keeps you sane, keeps you going, and allows you to cope with the healing. So it's a very nurturing energy, it's a very earth mother based energy, but it's a persistence, a stability. It just keeps on going and keeps on healing, which of course is the element of earth all over, I think. Right, so we're going to have a look at the individual products. I'm going to move the spell orb. We'll do the spell orb last. It's highly reflective and they drive me a bit nuts. Right, so we'll start with a smudge. So the idea behind the smudges, if people don't know, is to create a temple. And the idea of a smudge is that it is highly centered in order to arouse the senses and change the vibrations of a space. And they are worked from the nose outwards. They need to smell right, they need to smell good, they need to invoke images, mental images, astral images within the mind's eye through the sense of smell. And so, you know, you're burning them primarily is the point of smudges. You can use them for other bits and pieces. Of course, you can use them for herbal magic in other ways if you so wish, scatter it around the circle, that sort of thing. And this one lends itself to that sort of thing very, very well, because of its very, very earthy energy feel. It looks and feels like walking a path of leaves. That's what it's meant to look like. It's meant to firmly ground you in the temple of earth, in the forest, in the trees, and being at one with those trees. You are, in a sense, a tree within this magic form, and it's allowing you to connect deeply to that earth magic and root and heal, but be surrounded by nature, be surrounded by Mother Nature, be grounded, be nurtured, and it's a very, very safe, earthy space. It's lovely. There's a very loving energy to it as well. It's all very heart-centered. And it has to be healing the heart chakra in particular. Oh, I love this smell. I do. It's not subtle in the way that some of them are, but it's enriching. It's deeply, deeply enriching. Yum, yum, yum. If I do say so myself. It reminds me of when I went camping as a kid in these massive pine tree forests in France. That's what it reminds me of. Okay, then we have the votive. I love how the votive came out. I was surprised initially that the colour that I started to blend shifted, and I was like, okay, so it's obviously telling me this is the colour that we need rather than the colour that I had initially thought to go with. And I was initially going with a green, but it was a little bit more vibrant green, but it came through as this deep leaf green. But I really, really like it because basically it looks like a leaf. And I was like, okay, well that works within what we were trying to do. So sometimes these things take on a little energy, a little life of their own, and this was one of them, and I really liked it. And I was like, good. And of course we had the shimmy shimmy, the shimmy shimmy, the shimmy shimmy. Yeah, you're all used to my weirdness by now, so it's no surprise. People are like, yeah, we know, Joe, we know about the shimmy shimmy. Right, and then I have a spell oil which I was poked to do by the universe. Right, it's very much forest energies. I'm very, very tempted to put these up singularly afterwards. I do this quite a lot now. I'm like, I really, really like it. I think it would really help quite a few people. It's lovely. So I'm very, very tempted to put these all up individually. It's nice to have an earth-based heal, and this very much reminds me of walking through forest trees and the light coming through leaves. That's the idea. And I think because I tend to focus on water-based healing, and that's my immediate go-to for healing work, I think it might be nice to actually have a set on the store which is earth-based healing, following the request. Plus, if you know, if anyone requires any more bits and pieces following it just to keep going with the healing work, then they're there. Right, okay, let's fight with the spell orb then. So the spell orb has a lovely silver large leaf. Now, because it has the large silver leaf, it needs a stand or to be hung up. because it's top heavy and it will roll over if it doesn't have a little stand. The little stands are really easy to get hold of though. And then we have the lovely vibrant green ribbon, and I do prefer the shimmy ribbons that allow the light through, because it's like looking through light through things, and this would, of course, would be through the leaves. Right, so I actually went with a more vibrant green ribbon than I was going to initially. I was initially going to go with a darker one, and had it been for just grove work I probably would have, but because it's for healing the heart chakra, I decided to go with a slightly more vibrant green. It brings a little bit of an uplift. The sometimes trouble with earth is you can get too bogged down, you can get too grounded if you like, and you need to lift that energy a little bit sometimes with healing, so you don't get too grounded, too heavy. And then on the inside, hoping you can see, many paths of leaves is the idea. There's your spell scroll. So it's beautiful, stunning visuals. I really like the visuals on this. It's probably one of my favourite earthy orbs actually. So I hope you like it. I'm going to put the other 3 in shot just to finish, because I'm not arguing with the spell orb, just to finish up. You can come sit with me, spell orb, and behave yourself. So I think we've covered everything that we need to. Heart chakras, the energies requested, the kind of earth-based system. But it really does bring the energies of a nutrient-rich ecosystem. So if you're thinking about the ley lines of a spiritual grove, and it brings all that lifeblood in and helps the ecosystem to balance out and keep growing, that's the energy of To Walk a Path of Leaves. So I hope you like it, and many blessings.